Sonic 3's Endless Mind song is an emotionally charged powerhouse, and elements of it would go on to influence the discography of the Sonic series for decades to come. The exact compositional element that had such a considerable ripple effect is this. To understand the influence it had, we need to distinguish between pitch and rhythm. Pitch refers to how high or low each note is, as measured on a vertical y-axis. Meanwhile, rhythm disregards pitch and is instead concerned with timing. When does the note occur and how long does it last? This is represented horizontally on the x-axis of time. So to focus on the rhythm of Endless Mind's famous moment is to disregard the pitch and just focus on the timing. So instead of this, here's just the rhythm of it. It's an eighth rest, 3 eighth notes, and then 2 clusters of dotted eighth, eighth note. Tracking the journey of this rhythmic motif's influence will take us through the space-time wormhole of the Sonic series. We first traveled to 2001 for the most well-known instance in City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2. Here we can see that the Endless Mind rhythm motif lines up perfectly with City Escape's opening vocal line. City Escape composer Jun Senoi was asked whether City Escape was based on Endless Mind, and his response was no. But the connection in rhythmic structure is undeniable, and Sega essentially conceded this in Sonic Generation's City Escape Classic version. In the second verse, it very cleverly takes City Escape's vocal line and matches the pitch of Endless Mind's melody. Here's the second verse in the original version from Sonic Adventure 2. Then here's the Generations Classic remix that utilizes the Endless Mind melody. For the next prominent impact of the Endless Mind rhythmic motif, we go to 2017's Sonic Mania, where it was featured center stage in the game's opening title theme. And variations of it were implemented in a variety of other Sonic Mania tracks, such as the file select menus, speed shoes, and invincibility. Back in 1999, there's another beloved song where Endless Mind's motif snuck under the radar in the song for Sonic Adventure 1's Twinkle Park Racing section. And that song itself was a reimagination of a track from 1996's Sonic 3D Blast for Panic Puppet Zone. And Sonic 3D Blast has yet another example of the Endless Mind motif. During the final boss sequence where Sonic fights Robotnik on the dance floor from Michael Jackson's Billie Jean music video, the same rhythmic pattern can be found. So now that we've looked at the wide-spanning impact Endless Mind went on to have, let's look a bit more at some of the other aspects of the song itself, starting with the chord sequences. Section A uses a well-established chord sequence called the Ice Cream Changes, which is 1, 6, 4, 5. This progression came to prominence in the 1950s doo-wop genre, and a good example is the song A Teenager in Love by Dion and the Belmonts.
One day I feel so happy, the next day I feel so sad. I guess I'll learn to take the good with the bad.
Here's how Endless Mind uses these chords in Section A. This chord sequence has been featured in a great many popular music songs throughout the decades. You're bound to recognize a few of the more recent ones.
Me, I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's a part of me. Baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody looking forward to the weekend. Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
While Section A uses this chord sequence 4 times in a row, the remainder of the song in Sections B and C never really repeats the same chord set, in turn achieving a solid variety. One of the devices it uses is the chromatically descending tonic of a minor chord. So instead of climbing down the standard notes of the scale like this, it uses every note in a row without skipping any notes, like this. So here's how it's used in Endless Mind, with the chromatically descending tones highlighted blue. And, as 8-Bit Music Theory pointed out in his Sonic video, the same minor chord tonic descent was used previously in Sonic 1's Starlight Zone. And it would recur again years later in Sonic Hero's fantastic song from Mystic Mansion. Now, the main characteristic that comes to mind about Endless Mine is how it's such a sad, emotional, nostalgic piece. This song gets a lot of comments such as, "I don't know why, this song always makes me want to cry." Another is, "When I was like 4, the song made me cry because it made me feel sad for some reason." At only 4 years old, the song was pressing emotional buttons even the kid didn't really understand yet. Now that's a compositional accomplishment. In the Desert Palace video, we discussed how that song manages to sound fairly cheerful even though it's in a minor key. Meanwhile, Endless Mine is the vice versa. It's a notoriously nostalgic and wistful song, and yet it's in a major key. One method to sound sad or nostalgic despite operating in a major key is an emphasis on the 7th scale degree. The 7th is the highest note in the major scale. Any higher and you're back at the octave of 1. Note how the Endless Mine melody repeatedly returns to this note. As it happens, Ocarina of Time's title screen is also written in a major key, sounds wistful and nostalgic, and emphasizes the 7th scale degree. In popular music, Adele's infamous tearjerker Someone Like You also checks all 3 of these boxes.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too.
What?
Another insightful commenter mentioned that Endless Mine's song is like going through a wacky yearbook of the good and bad things you did through your life. In the same way, Endless Mine's theme can be seen as the final swan song of the Sonic Golden Age, an opportunity to look back and reflect on the fantastic comprehensive journey it had been. And after closing the yearbook and graduating from our quintessential video game education to enter the real world, a long, painful road of horrors lay ahead with very little to celebrate in the mainline console 2D lineup until more than 20 years later. Maybe that's the reason why Mania title screen opens up with the Endless Mine motif, to assure you that we're picking up right where we left off.
What took you so long?
Special thanks to Ardclaw, who contributed the insight about this song's effective use of the 7th scale degree. You may have already heard some of his music that was used in a couple of episodes of Ask Olalilia Things. He's a stellar video game music composer, and his YouTube channel features an impressive array of original compositions and 8-bit covers.